CJ, that's you?
Yeah, this is me. I'm just trying to get the video going, man. It always does this to me.
You're good, brother. Don't even worry about it. Well, let's talk. Let's talk about Drowning Pool, man. I did a little bit of research on you guys, but talk about the history of the band because I don't think a lot of people know where you guys came up. And I mean, you've been a band for a long time, over 20 years.
It's like 200 years now. I can't count. It's been so long. I'm part vampire. No, man. We started a while ago. Mike Luce, my drummer, and myself. We started jamming in New Orleans years ago. Mike moved to Dallas for about a year or two, the last year or two of high school, and that's when we became friends with Stevie Bitton, our bass player. And got back to New Orleans, and Mike and I were trying to make stuff happen. So, the Dallas scene was kicking, early 90s. Pantera obviously was kicking ass and stuff. So Mike and I moved to Dallas, got together with Stevie, and started the inception of Drowning Pool and got Dave Williams in like 1996, 1997.
Mm-hmm.
And we took off in 2000. We got signed. And Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, man, that came out, and it's still getting used today for all kinds of wacky fun videos, man. It's the gift that keeps giving. Like the Jelly of the Month Club is just like they just keep using bodies for stuff, bro. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
But yeah, that's how we started. We had a great start. Unfortunately, our singer Dave Williams at 30 has cardiomyopathy of the left ventricle, had heart disease, and passed away from heart disease, not from drugs and alcohol. That would have been me, because at the time that's all I was doing. But I'm still alive, and he wasn't, obviously because of heart disease. But we've been through a few single changes, man. We put out a lot of records. We've done a lot of great stuff, most notably with Ryan McCombs when he was with us earlier on. We started doing stuff at the USO back in 2005 for our troops during, Iraq and war and all that kind of stuff. And here we are still doing things for our troops. And here we are with Ryan McCombs back in the band.
Awesome, man.
That's the short version.
Yeah, that's great. It's what I'm amazed by. I talked to Josh Todd a couple weeks ago from Buck Cherry, and like you were just saying about bodies, it's like Buck Cherry had a couple hits in the early 2000s, and Josh is such an animal. That guy puts a new record out every couple years, tours around the States. He's like, I got people to feed, I got a crew, I got, so it looks like you guys kind of have a similar work ethic in that regard. Like you guys have been cranking for a long time.
Yeah, we're cranking our records. We're on like a 2 to 3 year kind of a release thing until recently with COVID and everything. But yeah, every 2 or 3 years we're cranking stuff out. We had a second record called Desensitized we did with a guy named Jason Gong Jones, who had an amazing voice. He just, being on tour together just wasn't the right fit. And then we had Ryan for 7 years, which was awesome. And, just back in 2010, 2011, all of us were going through a lot of stuff. We should have taken a 3-year break instead of taking 13 years off. In hindsight, but here we are back together again. Yeah, we had a record that we recorded that we finally put out last year called Strike a Nerve, but we had recorded it before COVID, and we were about to put it out, and then the label, wanted us to wait, and we had to wait another 3 years after we spent 3 years writing and recording it. So we took 6 years to put it out. But the whole world stopped when COVID happened anyway. I mean, it's not just us; it's everybody.
Yeah.
And, but again, here we are, man, 2023. We got Ryan back in it, and we've just been writing songs, man. He stays at my house when he comes in town because he lives outside of London, England now. So, we've done, 5 or 6 shows, and he's come in the country twice for us to do this. And, I have a home studio. He stays in the studio. We just go in there, just write, man. We write like crazy. It's just coming out of me like never before. A lot of things have gone on with this band and with us personally to catch up on over the last 13 years, and it's coming out through the music.
That's great, man. I listened to the song. I listened to the new record today, the newest one, and I really dug the last track, Mind Right. That's heavy. Yeah,
Mind Right's heavy, man. That was my my little, hats off to Diamond Vinny for sure. Pantera influence. I mean, I'm doing it my way, Drowning Pool style, of course, but yeah, man, I pushed the limits on that one. It's a fun song, man. It's a straight up metal song. Got little flavors of Dom up in it. Just, again, keeping that style of music and the memory of him alive. Not spanking what he did. Nobody can play like Don, but just, a little sprinkles, a little Tony Chachere flavor up in it.
I love it, man. Are you guys still based in Dallas?
Yeah, we're based out of Dallas. I'm here now. I think it's 107 outside.
Oh,
but
man.
I'm luckily I got some AC at the moment. But when we're not touring, I do electrical work on the side just because, again, I got, married, I got 4 kids, and things slow down. We're picking back up again, obviously.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, man, I've been outside, been working on the roof in this weather, but it gets me ready for the Rocky show, man. That's what I look at. It's like Rocky on when Rocky 3 or whatever, and he's going to the mountain and he's training in the freezing cold winter. I'm out here on the roof at 107 degrees, sweating my balls off, but that's how it's going to be underneath the lights on stage when we go on tour. So I'm good. I'm good to go.
CJ, you got to come up to Minnesota where I am. It was a low of 58 last night.
Oh man, that's wonderful.
Do some roofing up there.
I got to look.
Yeah, we need our roof done, bud. So.
You need some work on your rooftop, Robert?
Heck yeah, come on over. I'll grill you some steaks.
He's going to charge you Texas rates, bro.
Oh yeah, Texas rates for electrical work. No, I brought my tools out last time, and every time, every now and then you go to a certain club or a venue, and something isn't working, and we need it for the show, and I'll just go fix it. And I'm like, I need this plug, bro. The show has to go on, so whatever I got to do to make it happen, man.
That's got to come in handy being an electrician. Have you ever had to like fix problems at a show or like on a?
Man, we played a show in South Padre, South Texas, which was an amazing show. It was us and 3 Days Grace. And for whatever reason, the normal PA company that they used wasn't able to go. So some company came and they didn't know how to shut up half their shit. Stuff wasn't working. Cord caps were cut off. I'm like, bro, there's a line of people outside. We got to get this stage going. So I'm out there with my tools. I'm splicing wires together. I'm making stuff happen, plugging shit in. So yes, I physically worked on places, PAs to make the show happen, because the show must go on. That's Drown and Pool, man. We're playing.
That's badass.
Here,
that's
I'm
awesome.
playing the show. I'm not bowing out for any reason.
That's badass, man. For real.
Hey, you guys are coming up here, I think October.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know we're playing up there. I know we're playing. I don't remember the name of the venue offhand right now.
Yeah, First Ave.
We are hitting First Ave again, really?
Yeah, I'm hoping to get to the show, but I wanted to let you know I'm the least handyman ever. So if you do come to my house, I will grill you steaks, and I'll just have you do a couple odd jobs for me.
It's not far from First Avenue, man. I'll come by, dude. I'll work for steaks, bro. I'll do electrical work for steak. I love it.
I need all the help I can get.
Yeah, dude. Look, I seriously, I'll have my tools on. To take me up on it, and that way we do an interview at the house.
Awesome.
Wow. Business connections.
Yes.
I love it.
That's cool, man. How you guys doing up there, man? Y'all staying busy?
Yeah, well, I'm in Minnesota. Dustin's in California, so we're all
I'm out in the
spots here. But
I'm out in the burbs in the LA area.
Burbs. Oh man.
Not quite as hot as Texas. I actually have a brother who lives in Dallas and another one in Austin, though. So.
Oh, killing, man. Yeah, I love it here. I know it's hot. A lot of people are moving to Dallas, but they're constantly working on the highways to make them twice as big as they are now. Everything's got to be bigger in Texas. I can see that they're preparing for whatever the big move is from people from California to Texas, but I'm assuming it's something to do with taxes and business and whatever. You tell me.
No, there's a lot of. My brother moved to Austin years ago, just for a change of scenery. I think he actually worked for Capitol Records, and then he did he was like on the business side though, where it was just brutal, and he worked for Azoff Management, and he was like a runner, and so he got out of music and moved out to Texas, and I mean he loves it out there. I've been to Dallas, man. Like it gets so hot there. I don't know how you guys do it. Like at nighttime, it does not cool off.
No, it doesn't. I got the video working now, and I can see my ugly mug.
That's good, man.
You and I, man, we can do Mach 3, baby.
Hell yeah. I usually try to wear my hat on stream so I don't blind anyone, but you know.
Yeah, Chinese, right? You gotta worry about that. No, man, I just get used to it. It's like anything. Again, I've been doing the last like 2-3 years. Mike, my drummer, and I, Mike Lewson, I've been doing electrical work when we're not touring, just to make ends meet, if you will. And it's just. I'm in the heat all the time. So it's like anything, you kind of gradually build up to it.
You got a tolerance.
Get a tolerance for it, man. And I used to
just northern people, we do the same thing, but with the cold. So,
but with the cold, yeah. Honestly, I'd rather it be hot than cold. I know that sounds crazy, but
I'm with you. I'm
the opposite. You can always put more on. And when I take so much off, then people complain. So.
Yeah, right. You take two once the shirt's off, you're like, okay, man. Cool it up.
I'm just out here, like if I'm not on screen, I'm like in basketball shorts grilling meat on my back porch or something. So
yeah, same here, dude. You got to be comfy, man. Got to be comfy. LA's great, dude. I loved it there. We did a few records out there. I thought about moving out there, but it's like anything. It takes you an hour to go 10 feet in traffic. Same here
It's
now
expensive too. It's
expensive, man. God, everything's expensive out there, dude. Jesus.
yeah. I don't know if I'd be here if I wasn't. I have two kids that are in school in the area, so I'm kind of stuck here for a while. But you know, it has its benefits too.
Right. Well, Austin's nice. Dallas is great. Austin's nice too, man. That's blowed up over the years. There's a lot of great food places and just like a lot of cool venues and music. I love playing Austin. I think we're going to hit it on this tour again as well. But we ended the last run at the end of last year in Austin, and it was just an awesome show.
Texas is great. There's like like I said, my brother's in Austin. People don't think about it, but Austin has always had a great music scene too.
Yeah, it's always had a good scene. It's in a mix of people. It's not like a typical, I know a lot of people like, oh, it's Texas, gun shooting, woo town. But Austin's a really good eclectic mix of people and a lot of different cultures and a lot of artists out there just on every facet, not just music. It's a cool city, cool town.
A lot of West Coasters like move there too. I'm sure like people are like my brother and his friends are like, he's been there long enough now. He's like, California people go home.
Yeah, y'all stay home. It's nice here now.
Yeah, he's like, you guys stop coming here.
No, there's plenty of room out here. It's a pretty big state, dude. It's so nuts. We play El Paso a lot, and to drive there, it's 12 hours from Dallas.
God.
And you're driving all day long, and it's like you're still in Texas. You're still in Texas. Like if you're on the coast and stuff, you're going flying through states, but it's like we're not there yet. We're still in Texas.
Wow. Massive land. So when do you guys start touring?
We start touring. So we're doing a 2-week run. For us, just before the Saliva tour, we're doing 2 weeks in October. We're doing starting with Sturgis on August 5th, and then we're playing through that week the next weekend. Then we're home for another week or two, which I like doing because it kind of gives us like a 2-week warm up, if you will, before we get on with Saliva. So we're coming out, swinging with those guys. And I think the Saliva run's going to be 7 or 8 weeks. And man, I love those dudes. I've been friends with them for years. I know a lot of people like, oh, it's Saliva, like any kind of thing with bands. Some members change here and there, but Bobby's been in the band the longest, and I just know all those dudes. We played with them off and on, especially the members now in the band forever. And you're hearing Saliva, man. They're putting on the show all your favorite songs, and those dudes are just, again, it's like family and friends. I love doing tours like this with bands that like we did last year with Head PE and El Nino. I've just been friends with Dave Chavarri 20 plus years, and same thing with Jared. So, and it's just a great show, dude. The one's coming up. There's a lot of great bands on this run.
That's awesome. Yeah, we just did our kind of recap of the top albums of the 2000s, and it's just cool to see so many bands post COVID getting back out and doing it. There's a real like hunger for live music.
Yeah, there is. And we've been trucking away, man. We never had any plans on stopping. Everything it seems like life and the business tries to stop you pretty hard, but. No, I really, man, I have a love for music, and I love doing everything about it, all the aspects, writing, recording, touring. I love hanging out with fans. I love going to see other bands play. One of my favorite things about touring is I get to watch other bands play every night for free. You know what I mean? Because I'm on the tour with them. But yeah, man, we're going to keep it going. And having Ryan back in the band has just been amazing, dude. We had such a great working writing relationship when he was with us before. Again, I was just saying, we were all just at a rough place at the end of 2010, 2011. We should have just taken a break instead of like 13 years off. But we have a lot that's going on, and it's coming through on all the new music. Like Ryan's staying at my house. When he comes to town, he's in my studio, and it's just coming out naturally. Not forcing anything. It's like grab the guitar and we just started writing stuff. It's like it's never been easier, I guess, because it's just that's where we're at, man. It's coming out.
He's got a great voice, man. I was really impressed with. I listened, like I said, to the newest album today, and I was really impressed with a lot of the way he shifts between the clean and the melodic. And outside of him, you guys are the same 3 guys that have always been Drowning Pool, right?
It's always been us since day one. Mike, Stevie, and myself. A drummer, bass player, Stevie. We've been writing together since day one. And the thing is, we had a couple different singer switches here and there, but. Again, it's fun having Ryan back in it because we did a lot of great songs with them back then, and we're back on it. And never been closer, never been more solid. And again, that's the thing that comes with time too. Like writing with these guys, especially now with Mike, we're in the room and it's almost like you don't even have to think. Like you just know he's going to go here, I'm going to go there, and it just falls into place. And it's awesome to be in a place now where you have an idea or a feeling or thought, and you can just put it out there, and the other guys know what to do to express that, like right out the gate. We do try a lot of different things. Hey, let's try this part, let's try that part. But it seems like we just fall into where we want to be and need to be for the song, to highlight and make it elevate to the rock song that you hear when you
Are
come
you
to
playing
the
any newer songs off the latest album?
We're playing a mix of stuff. You know, we have the other thing that's great with Ryan is we have more songs rehearsed than we need to play the live show. So the thing now is like, you know, we have a couple of staple songs, you know, you can hear Let the Bodies to the Floor and Tear Away and Center, but we have a nice revolving door of different songs we can play per night. So we can kind of do a little bit of Grateful Dead thing, if you will. So it's not the exact same show every night. We don't have things like, you know, programmed to line up with lights and this and that or synced up. It's like we just, hey, what do you want to do tonight? And I love that we have that. We have new songs that we're working on. 3 that are pretty much done. I'd like to have one out for this tour, but it's also those things like, here's that new song with Ryan again. It's been years since you put a new one out, and we want to make sure we pick the right one. So we'll probably want to play all of them live anyway and see what the reaction is before we like release it. So that's awesome. That's going to be the fun aspect of the tour. You're going to see, you're not going to know what you get every night. You have to come to every single show now to see all the songs.
Well, I'd love to hear Strike a Nerve when you come play in Minneapolis. That'd be, I like that song a lot.
Strike a Nerve was great, dude. We've, the few times that we played that live, man, it went over well. Like before we even released it to the world, we had played it a few times before. And by the end of the song, it's one thing it's got a great line to it. You know, I strike a nerve if I speak a word. It's like every time I try to say something, I'm just trying to speak my opinion, but it's just going to piss somebody off somewhere. Like, yeah. I'm not trying oh, bro, I'm entitled to how I feel. You're entitled to how you feel. But, you know, I strike a nerve whenever I say a word, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I was just talking about Ted Nugent last night, and I had that song stuck in my head this morning when I woke up. So
awesome. I strike a nerve. Yeah, it's a fun one. We definitely have that one down. We'll be playing that one for sure some nights. And if you want to have it specifically that night, I'll make sure I'll put it on the list.
I just got to feed you that steak dinner. That's all.
Yeah, tools right here. I'll bring them with me.
The bigger the steak, the more you'll tweak the set list for me.
Right? The more things yeah, that's right. I got that big 28 ouncer. The big, what was that? Was it Uncle Buck or whatever?
Oh, great. Yeah, Great Outdoors. Where he eats that gigantic steak.
The old 49er or some shit like that. He had to wrestle, right?
John Candy, R.I.P.
Yeah, right?
He was one of my favorites.
Yeah. So many good movies.
Yeah,
Uncle Buck was another one.
So yeah, steak dinner. All right, strike a nerve. Fix a couple outlets, man. But I'm all about it.
You're a good sport. So
do you write? I'm assuming you write most of the music. Do you write any of the lyrics and stuff as well, or?
Yeah, we all at this point we all write. Yeah, pretty much. I kind of come into it with a pretty close, complete package of the lyrics, the music, and everything like that. But I also leave it open before I present any lyrics or singing to Ryan or whoever's singing. I let them kind of approach it with their idea first, so I don't stick something in their head. So I'll send the music over and let everybody kind of have their well, I have this idea or this melody, and then I'll come back and say, well, this is what I wrote with it, and we see what works best for the song and also for the lyrical content. In the beginning, it was like a lot of that, especially with Center and stuff like that. Mike and I had already written a lot of stuff together coming into the band before even Dave came into it. And now, Stevie writes a lot of lyrics and a lot of music. And Stevie kind of comes in with more of a lyrical idea and a rough music, where I guess I would come in with more of a music solid and rough lyrics. And Mike writes a lot of lyrics and of course, Ryan. So it's cool now because we have more ideas than you need for a song. That way you can weed through all the stuff that's not working. It's like, all right, I like this idea. Let's go with that.
So you actually find, like, as you've gotten older, it comes easier? Is it maybe because you can just draw from different aspects of life and stuff? You live more life and experience more things?
A lot more experience coming to the table. And also, I think at this point, we've all just, working together, we all give each other that chance to like, okay, I have this idea for this part and we try that. Or like somebody else like, well, I have that. It's like, we're all patient instead of like somebody coming in like, oh, this is my song. It's got to go like this. This is all I'm doing. Everybody's way more open-minded to work on each other's ideas and parts. And you're right. It's the experience of writing songs together for so long and then life experience itself to draw from to influence you to write the lyrics that you write. So it's been great, man. It's really, really good. The other thing that I started doing vocal wise too, that I never thought about doing it when I was younger. I don't know why I didn't think about this, but a lot of times I mainly write drop C or drop B, but that's not necessarily the best key or tuning for the song to come across the strongest. So what I've been doing also, depending on not every song, but depending on the song, I'll do it in several different keys to see which one comes across the strongest, like with Ryan's voice. It's like, you sound stronger in this key, so we should have it like that, versus like, I just, this is my tune and this is how we're playing. So I don't know why I didn't think about that when I was younger, but it seems to make the songs sound even better when you do that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really cool.
Tunings on the Strike a Nerve record, just so you know.
It's what? 5
different guitar tunings on the record.
Oh, really? Wow.
That's
we took the time to go through and see what would work best.
Do you still play a 6, or you haven't jumped up to a 7?
I have a 7-string, and man, I was playing around those 8 strings, and it was really nice. But I'm like, man, that's a lot more strings I got to worry about being in tune. So I'm going to stay traditional with the 6-string, man.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm old school. I like those drop tunings.
Yeah, I like the drop tunings. But yeah, I'll just do it, and I have drop A, drop B, drop C, D, and E standard. It's kind of the tunings that we have.
That's crazy. How do you when you guys play live, do you just have a bunch of different tuned guitars that you can swap out?
I do. I have them set up at this point. Well, depending on the set list. And sometimes, because we have like 2 or 3 songs in drop A, we don't always play those. But if it's just one song in drop A, I might use the pedal, which I hate doing. But I'll do drop B and hit octave pedal on it. Okay. But for the most part, if it's going to be like for the whole tour, then yes, I'll have the drop A. But drop B, drop C is there. D and E. So those 4 guitars are always ready to go.
That's crazy.
Yeah, not as bad as some other people, man. What's his name for Mike from Stained and all, man? He had like 10 different tunings. And I'm like, why do you have so many tunings? Like, I'll tune the guitar to where I just have to play a flat note on every song. So he just tunes the guitar so he told me just like a flat finger. It's kind of tuned to whatever notes I'm playing on the song.
Damn. I was like, that's some serious Jimmy Page shit. He's got like 12 necks or something.
Yeah, he's got some crazy stuff. So I have a double neck guitar too. I got from BC Rich a while back. The BC Rich Bitch double neck. And I actually wrote 37 stitches on it and a couple of new songs on it now. I'm thinking about it out. The double neck's cool, man. You got the 12 string on it, and then you can rip some leads on it. But, we'll see. I might bring it out on this run. It's been at the house. I've been writing on it a lot. So
I know Don used to play BC.
Yeah, man, I'm all about the BC Riches, dude. Bill Xavier owns it now, and they're picking back up again. They kind of went away for a little bit at the end with COVID and everything, messed everybody up. So I'm hoping to do some new designs this year. We talked about it the other day. So yeah, we'll see, man. Custom, yeah, I had custom. The Eagle style they had a 25-year anniversary back in I think it was 2015 is when it was, and they brought out that style again. It's not a normal style they always keep. It's like a classic style. And I did a couple of, guitars like that, custom ones, and then they went away. So now that he's back, we're talking about bringing in some new styles.
That's dope.
Yeah. What are you rocking on, man? What do you play on?
I have a Schecter. It's a Diamond series, and then I have a couple guitars. I also have like a Squier knockoff of a Strat.
Yeah.
Couple acoustics. But it's funny, I worked at Fender for a minute a couple years ago here in LA as a contractor, and I worked like in their digital department, but I was really impressed. Like, I've never been a big Fender guy. I always leaned towards like the Gibson sound, the double coil, the bigger, heavier, wider sound. But Fender, there's some really there's a bunch of like real gearheads working their like engineering stuff, and some real like talented dudes in the like engineering department. I worked in like the digital side, which was a bunch of like business people, which was crappy. But I was really impressed. Like the CEO, I'd be there like late one day. His name's like Andy something, older guy. I'm like sitting there one day, dude goes in his office, picks up his guitar and starts playing Cowboys from Hell. Yeah. I was blown away. I was like, what the hell?
Dude, that's sick. Yeah, dude, those are great. Like the real deal Strats, like the expensive ones, man, they play nice. They play awesome. I have it's so crazy. Washburn did a cheap version called Washburn Lion, which is like their like version of like a Squier Strat type thing. And I love that guitar for some reason. It's just, I got it from like Musician's Friend magazine and stuff, whatever it was back in the day. And for like $100, but I actually wrote bodies on that guitar, man. It's
oh, wow.
Fun. And I'm very fortunate. I'm a guitar collector. I have a lot of guitars, and I finally have a house with double wall. My house looks like Guitar Center, and I have so many guitars. But it's for different tunings, different guitars feel different, you know, for what you're looking for. E-guitar sits here, it has a more metal feel. The Eagles that I have, it's like a Les Paul body, but with a Strat vibe. You can get both sounds out of it if you want to.
Dope.
So you can have a single coil, a double coil, because I like like you said, I like the big bottom of the Les Paul, but every now and then I like the bluesy, jazzy kind of feel you get from the Strats and all. Hey, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't appreciate Strats until more recently, but it's what blew me away too is Fender sells like 3,000 at the time. They sold like 3,000 or something new guitars like every year. I was like, what, really? Like brand new, like out of the factory. But you know, they also own like a bunch of sub brands like Jackson and.
Yeah, they still, man, the traditional ones, and they're expensive, bro. But they do sound great, dude. That's quality stuff, bro.
Yeah,
start talking guitar shop, bro. I'm gonna be here for hours.
Yeah, we'll be here for like 3 hours. That is super cool, though, man. That you were that's a cool little nugget that you wrote bodies on a Strat.
Yeah, the main idea came up on it, and then we finished it up. I had the Les Paul. Actually, I got 2 Les Pauls that I was using right when we first started. That we, you know, pretty much I recorded on and finished the song, if you will, on it. But yeah, the general idea, the inception of it came on that
That's
Strat.
Cool, so.
And I have those 2 guitars next to each other in the house, and I still to pick them up and play on them and write stuff on them, man. It's you know, those. But my BC Rich, I've been on my BC Riches a lot lately, and the Mockingbirds mainly. I've been on those lately. I just, you know, Bill sent me a couple of new Mockingbirds, and it just feels so good, man. He's got new guitars. All the new BC Rich is like super high quality wood, and you can just, again, you feel the difference of that, man, and the tone, and also just the playability of it is just it's so rocking on it.
One more geeked out guitar question for you: active or passive pickups?
I play on Seymour Duncan. I love the customs and the 59s in the neck. I've tried the active ones. I have 2 or 3 guitars that have them in it, and I like them for that. Like they're straight, pretty metal, solid sounding. If I'm doing some heavy work, like here's a good example, like Mine Right. You know, I track that on some you know, some active ones. But yeah, but I'm Seymour Duncan all the way. That's just been my tone and stuff. But yeah, they're good for different things. I'm not mad at either one of them, but I've just been Seymour Duncan since day one, man.
Yeah, my big thing with it is it's like one more thing to remember to unplug. I'm like, oh, there's a battery in my pickup.
Plugging your battery goes dead, dude. It's fucking in the middle of a show.
Yeah,
stuff going out, you start crapping out, your guitar sounds thin. That's the one thing about it that's a little scary. A friend of mine, a buddy of mine, I did some guitar mods for him. He wanted to put one of his pedals, foot pedals in his guitar, but it needed the battery pack. So then he would forget to unplug it. So I put an on-off switch on the guitar where it won't work at all unless you hit the switch. So you have to remember to turn it on and off. That seemed to help him with his battery. But it was doing wood shop. I never really built a guitar, but I had to cut a lot of holes into his guitar, and it all works great. I put it back together. So it's good.
It all just connected in my head that you're an electrician too. So you can like wire the shit out of. Have you ever built amps or anything like that?
All right. So this is what I did too. So I was trying to find a way to get on stage without, because I have like, you know, I use like effects racks instead of pedals, and then use your pedal board. And then there's like I still use a Marshall guy. I use Marshall heads. So I took a 412 cabinet, and I took the 2 top speakers out, and I took all the guts out from the head and electronics, and I put everything inside the cabinet, tied it all together inside of there. So it's like a one-stop shop. I just plug into it. Everything's in there ready to go. So on stage, it just looks like a 412 cabinet. My other cabinets are 412s, but I have the one cabinet that has all my guitar heads and effects and everything.
Your hardware.
Inside. And it's just fast on and off stage. Everything.
That's super cool.
Is there anything you can't do, man?
You know, I don't ice skate well.
Like, I've never been a rollerblading champion.
I think my equilibrium shot from all of that. I used to drink a lot, so don't walk straight too well. That's
a smart trade to get into for a musician, electrician, because it's going to be useful as a musician, right?
It's definitely been useful. It's been useful out on the road, and again, it's fun to kind of like mod, you know, your amps and get your own custom sound out of it. And same thing with guitars. I always kind of rewire my shit a little bit here and there. I gotta fuck with it a little bit, man. I gotta mess with it and make it my own. You know,
that's cool as hell, man. Kids, get your trade in electricity if you're going to be
have a trade, have something, man. You know,
star.
so great about that with me. He's like, I know you love music and you want to do it, but you got to have my dad was an electrician, so he showed me how to do that. And come, like you said, with COVID and everything, we couldn't tour. I strapped the tools back on, and I'm glad I had that to fall back on.
That's super cool, man.
Plus, it's for me, I was just doing so many things, music for 20 years, music, that it was nice to change my brain for a minute and do electrical work, and then kind of have that mental break I've never given myself for 20 years. And now I'm coming back in with a fresh head writing. I think that's fun.
To use a wait, did you freeze up on us? I was going to say, to use a pun. I had the greatest joke. I was going to say, to use a pun, it keeps you grounded. Electrician pun, but I think he just froze. You there?
Is he coming back?
Oh, here he goes. Froze up a little bit on us.
Hopefully he missed your pun, Dustin.
Are you saying I shouldn't quit my day job as a stand-up comedian? Or my day job and be a stand-up comedian? There he is. Can you hear us, Christian?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, man.
You got
Sorry,
it?
I made a bad pun about being grounded.
Oh, yeah. I keep myself pretty grounded, which means I get shot. It comes with the job, though, man. You get used to it. Every now and then you'll get popped. You just know what to do with it. But I have a lip ring, and I have this little ball in it. And we use those old, like the old school 58 microphones. And if I get too close to it, sometimes that ball will stick in one of the grills, and it'll get stuck and won't be able to pull it out. We were playing this show at this one club, man, and it got stuck in it, and I was getting shocked on my lip, and I couldn't get it out. So I'm sitting here on the microphone, like, So that was a fun one. That was fun.
Rockstar true stories of danger.
I had the best growling. Man, that growl, that rock. Getting shocked on a mic with my lip ring. I couldn't pull it out.
They're like, bro, your beard's looking like extra fluffy tonight.
Yeah, right. Just and then it starts like Blackbeard.
So I gotta know, have you ever come up with a song idea when you were working as an electrician or doing something like that?
All the time, man. The cool thing too, the guys I work with, they're all like metalheads and stuff. And it's another thing that's been pretty freaking wild. We listen to a lot of, old school metal, like 90s, 80s, 90s on the job. And then, especially when I get home, write some more music. And the thing was, coming into it when we started with the Center record and stuff, Mike and I were doing electrical work, rocking out to 90s, 80s, 90s music, because that's what it was. It was the 90s. And then I would come home and that's kind of what influenced me to write how I did then. So it's kind of cool that I'm in the same exact position writing new stuff that has a very Center feel to it with Ryan singing on it. So it's just but naturally fell into that. So I'm excited about these new songs, man. I know everybody gets excited about it, but I'm really excited about the new stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they got good energy. Well, we've been on with you for 30 minutes, man. We don't want to keep you too much longer. Joey, do you got any more questions? Or
I just excited to meet you.
Yeah, great to meet you guys. Y'all definitely come on out to the show, and I'll take you up on the stuff. If we got time to chill at the house, I'll definitely do that.
Heck yeah.
And I'm looking forward to touring with Saliva, man. The tour starts on, it starts at Blue Ridge. I think that's September 7th or 8th, and we go all the way through October. But
do you guys come to LA?
We don't have any LA show. We don't have any California shows on this one, surprisingly.
Looks like Joey's covering this one on his own.
So we just have to come back. We'll have to come back, I guess, at the beginning of the year then.
Yeah, man, don't be a stranger either. Like when you guys put out some new stuff or something, let's talk again, man. Come back through. It's been fun chatting with you.
I'm hoping to have a new song out when the tour starts in
Awesome. Yeah, come through and talk about it when you're ready.
Yeah, brother, hit me up anytime. I got all the answers.
Awesome. Very much appreciate your time, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, brother. Y'all have a good one. Thank you. I'll catch y'all again.
Take good care. We'll see you out there.
All right, thanks. Brutal honesty. All right, man.
Please come back through, man. Please come back through to promote and talk some more.
Definitely.
Do some more shop talk about guitar stuff.
Oh man, we could go for hours, bro. I'll bring some extras with me. We can tear them apart like Frankenstein. And
it'd be cool to see some of your stuff for sure.
Yeah, I should do something with it. People are, they always like, hey man, you should do guitars on the side, or you should build amps or something. I'm just like, I just really just want to play and rock out. I've just been customizing my own stuff, but at some point, probably couldn't hurt to do that.
You would have the hugest YouTube channel if you started like a guitar mod channel where you like showed all the stuff you were doing. It'd be crazy.
Yeah, I should probably do that. I don't know why I haven't done it. I wouldn't say being lazy is just having the time to do it, but I enjoy doing that. It's fun to do that. And again, like there's a few people, some friends of mine, I've customized a lot of their stuff, and I have a few other guys asking me. But it's fun, like put the guitar pedal inside of the guitar. So
that's crazy.
Instead of touching it, because it had a bunch of different knobs that do a lot of stuff, we wanted to be able to do it from the guitar instead of being set on one. So yeah, I should do that, man. I should have filmed that whole thing. I have some pictures of it, but I didn't film it when I did it.
Oh yeah. That would be huge.
I'm gonna do another one for him, the same style. So maybe I'll do it next time, and I'll send it you guys' way as well. So.
Yeah, for sure. People don't realize it's like people that are like into cars or guns or whatever. Like guitars, a whole thing, same thing.
Yeah, it's a whole same thing, man. That's true. All right, I'm gonna get on that, man.
Yeah. Take care, CJ. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for your time.
All right, have a good one.
Thanks, man.